Session 9 is the kind of psychological horror film that has a slow burn. Now, I'm a fan of a slow burn horror film, and overall, I liked this one. It's got some of my favorite elements of any psychological horror film. Creepy setting, I think an abandoned asylum in Massachusetts fits the bill. A good reason for the characters to be there, this movie hits it out of the park with the characters being part of a cleanup crew that specializes in removing hazardous materials. Think asbestos. I'm sure they remove other things as well, but I'm not their sales rep. Honestly, them being an asbestos removal crew is probably the best reason I can think of besides just being ghost hunters looking for ghosts in this asylum. And the absolute best part of a psychological horror film is the ambiguity that's present here. Is it supernatural forces? Is it overworked and overstressed new fathers trying to get a bigger bonus? One of the best things about this film is it does clear up some of the unexplained and more gruesome events in the film, and does, spoilers, tell you that it's not supernatural. But it leaves it open-ended as to understanding the source of what drove those characters to do what they did. Could that have been supernatural or psychological? The movie doesn't answer that for you, but it does give you enough information that I think most viewers will walk away with an impression one way or the other for themselves. My biggest criticism of the movie is this combination of camera work, editing, and sound design, especially near the end of the movie, that makes certain moments feel rather cheesy. Now, I love cheese, but I love it most when the filmmakers seem in on the fact that they are making a cheesy moment, and I don't feel like that was the case for this movie. There are some unfortunate decisions, particularly around the sound design right at the very end of the film, that I feel like make it read a little bit more like someone editing a, episode of one of those shows where they reenact ghost experiences rather than a scary film. If they'd only had just a lighter hand on adding in some of those sound effects, it would have been a lot more eerie. But the elements are really, really well done. There's a lot of great character work in particular, both in a writing and a performance aspect, and a pretty good mystery of what exactly is going on at this asylum, all culminating in this kind of dissection of evil and its source in humanity. It's not going to give you any widespread sweeping answers in that regard, but it will give you something to ponder. 31 Days of Horror continues throughout the rest of the month, and if you want to watch some of the movies I'm watching this October, the list of films is in my pinned videos. Until next time, be careful in old spooky buildings. If not for ghosts, then at least for insulation.